as you can see, don't you? Good boy.
Okay, I believe we're live right now, and I just had to say that we're going live only because of this. Hi, I'm David.
I'm Brenda.
That's Loki, and we're early. We know we're early. We're a half hour early at least. And but when this happened, as a giant lap dog, we had to go live because it's too damn cute, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cute. I think it's cute at least. It's
a 68-pound lap dog.
Yeah, but anyways, we're going early because we just had to get this on video. We're currently, sorry, I'm just trying to pay attention to what's going on here for a second.
Oh my God.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so pathetic. So in any case, hey, for those of you who don't know who we are, I'm David.
I'm Brenda.
This is Loki. We're from OutsiderBubble.com. We're a little early going live, and that's okay. We're currently traveling on I-40 westbound, heading to Amarillo. No, heading to
Albuquerque.
Yeah, Albuquerque, New Mexico. We have 2 hours and 27 minutes to go before we arrive. We went live early because this is just too pathetic. Loki, the lap dog, sitting in the passenger seat with Brenda. Yeah, almost a 70-pound German Shepherd. Pathetic, isn't it? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so pathetic. So yeah, I know we're early, but hey, it is what it is.
I know.
So Brenda can't obviously look at the computer, so we have no idea, you know, if anybody is saying anything or asking any questions or anything. But I'm just turning the camera slightly to try to get that sun glare off that lens. There we go.
Good boy.
Oh, Loki, you are just so pathetic. So yeah, we're traveling along. You're in a 2014 Tiffin Allegro bus, model 45 LP. The bus is 45 feet long. We're pulling a Jeep Grand Cherokee behind us. We weigh 42,000 pounds loaded for travel. We live full time in this motor coach. With the Jeep Grand Cherokee behind us, we're 64 feet long. We're soon to be a little bit longer because we're going to be trading in this Jeep in a couple weeks for a Tesla Model X, which we will be towing on a flatbed trailer behind us. So that's all to come. So watch for videos for that to come at some point. But yeah, this is giant. This is a pathetic. This is pretty funny. Hey Brendan, if you got my phone there, I'm gonna put it in camera mode, and I'll try to take a picture of that.
Well, here's mine.
Okay.
Good boy.
There we go. Oh, it's not as pathetic, but there we go. I think we got it. There you go. So yeah, we're cruising I-40 westbound. Very comfortable day of driving. Unfortunately, thank you to my friend Michael and his wife Loop, we are heading to Cold weather. Yes, majorly cold weather. We're expecting snow on Wednesday and Thursday. We're not supposed to, starting on Tuesday, Tuesday we're going to be in the 40s. Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's going to be not getting out of the 30s. And we are traveling, just so you know, Albuquerque, New Mexico where we're going is at a higher elevation than Denver, Colorado. Great. Wonderful. Yippee. So, I say sarcastically. And because of that, we're traveling uphill because we're going to be we're going to be at like 5,200 feet, I think, elevation, or 5,400 feet elevation by the time we get there. And because we're traveling all this way going uphill as we're gaining all this altitude, our gas mileage is only 6 miles per gallon today. And So yeah, I can't believe he's on your lap. So in any case,
I wish I could reach down to put the
computer
footrest up.
Oh, I wish
It's on this side though.
to do what? The
Footrest.
It's on. You can reach down. You should be able to reach it. It's the middle button.
If I sit up, I don't know.
So in any case, there's a front camera view. It's in the description of video. There's a link into the front camera view, which is online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Try the footrest.
In fact, somebody just pinged us and told us that when we just stopped at the rest stop, they saw Brenda and Loki out doing the walk.
Footrest. I can't reach it. No.
So that was kind of cute. But anyways, so yeah, here we are traveling, and I can't read your messages or anything because of this situation. He's usually on the floor right in front of us.
Yeah. But he wanted to look out the window.
He wanted to look out the window and said, he actually gave this really pathetic look to Mommy, like, can I come up? And Brenda goes, you want to come up? And he puts one paw.
Okay.
And Brenda goes, okay. And he climbed up there.
What? Whoa. Where are you going now? You gonna try? Okay.
Good boy. There you go. Don't come to Daddy. No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, his bed is in front of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're really going to put that footrest up, if he's going to come back up or not. He might not, love.
Now, there you go. Why don't you lay down on your bed now? That would be a good plan.
That would be a good plan. We had to go live, and we did, so that's kind of cute.
All right. Good boy.
Oh, still got that sun glare there, unfortunately.
Good boy.
Shift it back over because of the sun glare hitting the camera. It's the sun is just at the right position that it's clipping that camera.
Let's try this. No, let's try this. Let's try. Let's back up. There you
And I can't get it. No, I can't get it out of the sun glare.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Okay, that's
Is he gonna try again?
It goes. We'll try again. Come here, Luke. Wanna try again?
I think you're pushing your luck now.
Yeah. You're right.
It was cute. He wanted to come up.
You're right.
He put a paw up in the air like, please. You accepted. He came up.
Okay, let's put that.
And that was cute while it lasted. And that's why we went live early. Because of that. I guess tell us, was it worth it going live early to see that? Because we knew we said we were going live at 11 a.m. Central Time. So we know we're early.
Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Okay, free. There you go.
Good boy, Luke.
Do we have to like
So,
put the two ottomans here so he can like lay on the ottomans and look out the window?
then we can't get up. And he can't go in the back. Well, he could. We couldn't.
You keep looking at my lap.
So one of the neat things about traveling west or going east from the west is when you're out in these big areas of wide open space, and what you can see that you can't normally see are trains, and very big trains, but you can see them from end to end in a distance because the tracks are so straight and everything. There's such a vast amount of land out here that you can literally see the whole train in motion. It's kind of cool. The trains follow the main thoroughfares like I-40 here. The train tracks are on the other side of us. And we just had a train that went by us that was a double stacked, had 3 engines in the front and 1 engine in the rear. That doesn't tell you anything, but let me tell you, it was a very, very long train, and it's a double stacked train. So very heavy, in other words. And that's why it had 3 engines in the front and 1 engine in the rear. And all the cool thing about trains is, for those of you who don't know, those engines are all tied together electronically, wirelessly. those engines talk to each other. So there's one engineer, and that engineer is controlling all 4 of those engines at the same time, thus controlling power each one is generating, so they're in equalization with each other. It's kind of cool. It's really kind of cool when you think about it, how they tie them together like that. And one engineer, there's more than one in the main engine compartment, mind you, but and each engine can be controlled by a single location. So be it the rear or be it the front or whatever. Obviously in the front because you need to see ahead of you. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Trains are kind of cool. Very, very powerful, very cool devices, and how they link the engines together so they can do these giant trains is kind of cool. Enough about trains. Hey, buddy. No.
Loki, no.
No. Thank you.
Gotta let Daddy drive, okay?
Man, there's a lot of pothole heaves on the right-hand side of the road here. So, gotta definitely send that picture to Jesse.
Yeah.
Say, yeah, that happened.
Okay, you know what? Did you just get too hot with that blowing on you? I don't mind you up here.
Now, as a reminder, guys and ladies, we're only as good as our data stream is. So as long as we have data and everything and we're in a good location, our stream will continue on. And if it cuts out or it stops or it freezes or gets bad, just give it a little bit. It'll hopefully come back for you. Until we officially end the stream will always be able to get picked back up to when we get reception again. We are literally out in the middle of nowhere, Texas at this point, as we're heading. No, we're no longer in Texas, excuse me. We're in New Mexico. We crossed the border a ways back. So we're in the middle of nowhere though. So cell phone service is sometimes not as great. And we do, for those of you who know us and follow us and have seen our videos, we do have a lot going on in regards to how we're trying to keep the best signal possible. Multiple boosters wired directly to the jetpack. We're doing VPN bonding to get the fastest outgoing speeds, etc., etc., etc.
I know.
I'll be very excited someday when we get to have Starlink from SpaceX. The Starlink system is currently being put into satellite. Satellites are currently being put into space, excuse me. And hopefully by this time next year, we'll be able to have Starlink service. And hopefully it'll be a mobile service and not just a home service at first. We'll be able to do it a mobile system. And that'll be really cool because it'll be high-speed data all the time, anywhere we are, without losing reception like we can with 4G.
Good boy. You just got some water? Good boy.
Bumps. Oh, there you go.
How about a bully stick?
You really want to give him food?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was fine with a bully stick. Or you just want my chair, is that it?
He does. I cannot. Okay, he's with you. Ah, that was a loud truck.
You want a bully stick? Sit. Good.
Yeah, because we're going uphill. Again, thank you, Michael. Our gas mileage really sucks. We usually average 7.5 miles to the gallon in this motor coach, the way we're configured currently, and we're only averaging 6 right now. We do have a headwind also, though, so that also takes into account. Yep, so
Yeah, he just wanted something to chew on.
we're going to be going and meeting Michael and Loop. We're going to be with them until Saturday, I believe it is. And Michael and I are going to do some projects that we have planned out together. And one of which is configuring the motor coach to be able to charge our new to us coming soon Tesla Model X. Michael and Loop already have a Model X. He's configured his coach to do that, and it was such a unique way he's doing it that we decided finally that, hey, we can now do an EV car on the road and be able to use one 50 amp plug plugged into an RV park with the coach taking priority in the amperage, and then any remaining amperage will be directed to the Tesla for charging or to the EV car for charging. And Michael wrote this little program code that will automatically change the charge settings on the fly of the charger. So if just for example, we're plugged into a 50 amp breaker in an RV park, if the coach is drawing, just using numbers, 20 amps currently, then it'll send up to 30 amps or 20 amps because there's a 10% cutoff to 40 amps, if you will, because there's a 10 amp margin for heat on a 50 amp breaker. So the charger is only capable of actually doing 40 amps at a time. But in any case, regardless, my point being is if the coach is calling for 20, it'll then send 20 amps to the charger. If the coach is calling for only for 5 amps, then at the time, then it'll send 35 amps to the charger. So it's always putting the most it can with the coach taking priority, which makes it so we don't have the possibility of blowing the 50 amp breaker. So we can use this pedestal that we're plugged into. So we're going to be doing some wiring updates to the motor coach to add a 50 amp outlet to the front of the motor coach inside the generator bay, where we're going to plug the charging unit into, and that charging unit is Wi-Fi capable, which will then be talking to a little program that basically instructs it what to do charge-wise based on what the coach is currently doing. Kind of cool. And Michael came up with this, and because of that, it allowed us to fulfill one of the things we've been wanting to do for years, and that is own a Tesla. And so we're doing it. And it also means then we're going to have to buy a flatbed trailer. We have bought, it's on order, that fits the Tesla Model X, and we're going to tow the trailer because the Tesla cannot be flat towed. So it does have a big bug shield in front of it and everything to protect it, so don't worry. In any case, so watch for videos on that coming soon, and then watch for videos on our new Tesla and our new trailer. Also, we're going to do a little project. We're going to update the thermostats in the motor coach to be smart thermostats. So programmable thermostats, because thermostats in RVs are not the same type of thermostats that are used in the home. They do things differently, so because of heat pumps and what have you. So we're going to be putting in a couple relay. We got 3 thermostats, so we're going to be replacing 3 thermostats and putting in relays and putting in new thermistors because the temperature sensors in RVs are different temperature sensors that are in home thermostats. So we have to change the thermistors that are used in the motor coach in the ceiling to be compatible with a home thermostat. It's quite easy, actually. Michael came up again with the process, and you can actually look at that right now if you care to at turtleherding.com. Yes, you heard me correctly, turtleherding.com. That's Michael's blog, and he has it documented up there. But we'll be shooting a video and stuff of doing the upgrade in this motor coach. So you'll be able to watch for that coming soon also. So we're going to turn it over to Brenda, and so she can catch up on if we're actually streaming and I haven't been wasting my time talking.
Yeah, no, we were. I was just watching the dog again because he jumped up on the ottomans.
and maybe take a look and see if there's any messages out there.
You were answering the messages.
Oh, I was?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Somebody had asked about the if we're going to be putting the Tesla in a trailer.
Michael has his Tesla X in a trailer.
Closed trailer.
A closed trailer. Understand, Michael works out of his trailer also, so that having a closed trailer gives him another workspace. We don't, and we, like for example, when we're in upstate New York in Byron, from April to October, we're parked for 6 months. So because of that, I mean, the trailer is going to be parked. It's going to be and it's going to be off to the side in another location. We're not going to use the trailer. So the cost difference between an enclosed trailer and a flat towable trailer, and in this case, it has to be a special trailer because it has to have be able to carry the axle weight. Because the Tesla with the batteries are very heavy. Any EV car is a heavy car. So we have to have the trailer has to be a 10,000 pound trailer. So the trailer itself is like 1,600 pounds. So and the Tesla's about 5,500 pounds. So we have to have a heavier duty axle on the trailer. So in any case, ours will be parked 6 months out of the year, and we won't be using it. So we didn't go for an enclosed trailer because the cost difference. Our trailer was $10,000. An enclosed trailer of the same size is about $25,000, depending on the manufacturer, mind you. So there's quite a bit of cost difference. And seeing that we're not going to be using it for anything else but to tow the Tesla, then that's why we opted to go with an open flatbed trailer. But it's a tilt trailer, which you'll see when I get it, where when we go to load, we release a lock and the trailer tips, and then we just roll the Tesla right up on the trailer or any car, and then it automatically lowers back down into the flat position and locks. It's kind of cool. So it's really easy to load and offload. I mean, very easy. And it's all aluminum, so it only weighs about 1,500 pounds, so we can roll it around. So in any case, there's some information on what's coming and what we're doing. Our Tesla has already been built. It is scheduled to be in transit to the dealership in Tempe, Arizona, where we're going to be picking it up in a couple weeks. I don't have a delivery date yet, but I know
You have a VIN number.
I do have a VIN number, and I know that it's prepped and ready for transport. It's in transport or something. Will be in transport or something like that. So that's cool. Somebody asked. We've already had people offer, more than one person, to buy our Jeep. We really appreciate the offers to buy our Jeep, and we got a trade-in value of $19,000 on our Jeep, and it's a 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee Diesel Edition. It's all set up for flat. It's all set up for flat towing, obviously. But the problem is, not that there's a problem. There's nothing wrong with the Jeep. It's perfect, actually. The problem is, since we're public, I don't want to get into a situation where somebody buys the Jeep from us outright, even if they offer us $25,000. Well, maybe if they offered us $25,000. But if they bought the Jeep outright from us, I'm afraid that if anything was to go wrong with the Jeep, that since we're public like this, we could be haunted by that. And I'm afraid people would, that person or whoever, not that they would, but there's always that chance that, oh, they sold me a bum vehicle, blah, blah, blah. And I know some people actually have already written me saying they knew I would have this concern, and they said, they wouldn't do that. And they would sign a document pertaining to that. But I'd feel funny. I would feel bad, actually, if anything happened. The Jeep stopped working for whatever reason. I would feel bad because we sold it to somebody who knows us, even though we don't know them. So I can tell you that Tesla's going to get it, and Tesla's going to auction it off somewhere. And if I can find out how that's going to occur, I can make that public, and hopefully then you can buy the Jeep. but then it won't be from us. I hope that makes sense, and I hope the people who have asked me, and I've received 4 emails on this, by the way, from yesterday. And actually one, when we were first traveling and we mentioned that we were thinking about getting a Tesla, we had an offer back then. And I think one of the emails yesterday was from the same individual. So he would actually have first dibs, I think, because he was the first one to ask if we were to do that. Does that make sense? Am I wrong in thinking this way? What do you think, love?
No, because I know how we sold our house, and the guy that bought our house, and
he called me a year and a half later,
you about different things,
asking. Our house was a smart house, and an older individual bought our house. Brenda sold it on Craigslist, by the way.
Yeah.
And the guy who bought it because his son knew who I was through AVS Forum, and he actually did this. He used our house as his model for his house in home automation and home theater. So when he found out that his dad was looking at our house, he told his dad he had to buy the house because it's so awesome, and it was. That his son said that he would help his dad with any problems that he had. Well, it turns out his son wasn't so right, and he didn't live up to that word, and his dad was calling me a year and a half later asking if I would come to the house and help him program or fix or whatever the home automation system. I wasn't about to do that, obviously. I'm afraid the same thing would happen with the Jeep. The Jeep's only got 50,000 miles on it. It's a 2014.
Yeah, we just did 50.
Just crossed 50,000 miles. It's got brand new tires. We just put tires on it this past summer. Brand new Continental tires, all off-road tires, all-terrain tires, all-terrain Continental tires. By the way, the best tire I have ever driven on. I'm
not a tire person. I could care less as long as they, get me from point A to point B. Even I noticed how good they were, especially when it was raining, and our other tires, you step on the gas from a stoplight or whatever. Sometimes you get that little slippage or whatever, But these tires were really good. Even I noticed it.
Oh, they're awesome tires. Oh my gosh, they're awesome tires. Continental all-terrain tires. They did all this research, years and years and years and years of research before they came out with the tire, and it paid off. It is an awesome. It feels great on the road, and it feels great off-road. And it's built for people like us, where we love to go off-road in our Jeep. But we only do it maybe 5% of the time.
If that.
And so this tire is actually made for people like that in mind, who want to go off-road.
But aren't like the extreme.
But aren't the extreme off-roaders.
Most of the time they're on a regular asphalt road.
But it's a really tough tire, but it rides like a road tire, and it's awesome. It just is awesome. So if you need tires for your Jeep, Grand Cherokee type vehicle, look at the Continentals. They're awesome. Anyways, hey, if you go to the front camera view, by the way, outsideourbubble.com, front camera, there's live cams, front camera view. Take a look at the road we're on. It is just so straight. It disappears into the distance. It's just an amazing sight to see.
If you can see it on the camera.
If you can see it on the camera. There's snow-capped mountains, which you won't be able to see, mind you. Actually, I can spin the camera around and we can show the folks the view. So let me do that real quick. Yeah, beep your horn all you want. You can get around me. That truck just beeped his horn at me because I'm in the left-hand lane. Well, because I'm coming up to a semi and I don't want to break my speed. Number one thing in an RV, a motor coach, any heavy vehicle is momentum. Once you have momentum, you want to keep it. You do not want to slow down and break that, because it's the hardest thing to get back and it's the biggest gas mileage hog. Yeah, you really even can't tell in the camera what this road is like. You just can't tell in the camera what you can see with the naked eye. It's amazing, to say the least.
Okay, so we have 67 people watching. Hello. We've got Jones RV Adventures, Jeff Branding. Jeff is the one that has the dock diving dogs.
Hey, Jeff. Her dog Zora is now been invited to the World Championships of Obedience and Soothound. In France next year. Her dog Zora took first place in the U.S. and took sixth place last year in the World Championships, and is invited to the France, that was in Germany, and has been invited to France now. She with the U.S. team coming up soon. So congratulations to Zora and our trainer Jesse from Dogworks Academy.
We have Steve Vance saying hello. He said, too funny. You're right behind us by one day. So I guess they're doing the same route or something.
Should have waited for us. We could have rode together.
Brian Hubbard's checking in.
Hey,
Steve
Brian.
Romo.
Some of our usuals.
RJ from California. Jeff says their oldest lab, Joker, likes to do the same as Loki, get in his wife's lap. Or as soon as she stands up, he gets right in the chair.
That's why we went live early. It was worth it, I think. So for those of you who said, oh my God, they're already live. Sorry. If you were, getting your coffee ready.
Check out the beginning.
For those of you who are getting your coffee ready or your alcoholic beverages to sit back and watch us drive, sorry we went live early. Right, Lucas?
Ocean is checking in. He said the sun glare isn't that bad.
That was earlier.
Yeah, Jones RV Adventures. Cute.
So Brenda's leading messages from when we went online about a half hour ago.
Yeah, just catching up. Storm's vlog says, I finally sold my Newmark King Air for a 2014 Prevost Liberty coach.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Odo Pops wants to know who brushes Loki's teeth.
Loki.
We haven't brushed his teeth yet.
Loki's still a pup. He's just about 2 years old.
Yeah, he's just about 2 years old, so he still has the great teeth.
The pearly whites.
Yeah.
But he does chew dental bones.
The dentistix, yeah.
And also rawhide chews and bully sticks, which are teeth stuff.
Yeah. Red Jaguar 100. Good morning, guys. Warm welcome from Philly, Pennsylvania. Safe travels. Xavier's checking in from France. Hello, my lovely friends from the U.S.
Hello. Oh, I waved to you. I got the camera turned around. just be aware I waved to you just now.
Yes, he did.
So I forgot I had the camera turned around.
Always a pleasure to follow you. Have a safe trip. Kiss from Paris.
Yeah, just in case you guys want to check in later or anything like that, we're an hour and 53 minutes. 1 hour, if we don't run into traffic or anything like that. The GPS says we're an hour and 53 minutes to our destination. So in case any of you want to leave us and come back later and check in, feel free. Obviously, you can do what you want.
Art Broadwater says, wow, I was wondering if EVs would work on the road. I have an EV and would love that option. Well, you have to trailer your Tesla. And then like 2 minutes later, you answered that question.
Oh, perfect. I'm glad I was able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch for the video to come on that. Where Michael and I are going to do a recap. I don't know if we'll show the full install because it'll be different on any coach. But we're going to do a recap of what it is and what it's all about. But it does require special programming, mind you, and some specialized gear that anybody can buy and hook up. It's not hard, but it does take the finesse of Mr. Michael Kidd's programming skills that ties it all together.
Yes.
Which I'm happy to sell you for. Only kidding, Michael's probably listening, so I'm doing that to bust his chops.
Storm's blog says they're currently in Key West, Florida. Very nice. Barry Vaughn says, where are you and where are you headed? We are currently on I-40 westbound. We stayed the day. We're going to be staying just north of there in Rio Rancho, New Mexico.
Please be aware you can go to outsideurbubble.com. It's also in the description of this video, and there's a link to a live camera, front view camera that you can see 24 hours a day, and just below that image is a GPS tracker that's live. That GPS is in real time, shows you where we are, and if you click on the little image of our motor coach, it'll actually give you telemetry information, our speed, our altitude, our battery power, things like that. OutsideOurBubble.com.
Carol Frainer, hello, good to see you on the road. James Giordano, hi guys, drive safely. Red Jaguar 100 is asking how Jeff Branding and Brian Hubbard are. Because they're the ones that chat.
Yeah.
Stephen Pinn, good morning from Sanger, Texas.
Yeah.
Augusto is checking in from Brazil. Good morning, Augusto, or afternoon, not sure.
Good morning, Augusto. This is Augusto. Look at this is our vast openness of New Mexico.
Yes, it's a whole bunch of nothing.
Whole bunch of miles of nothing. There's mountains with snow-capped tops and the way in the distance, which you would never see with the camera, mind you. Hopefully our transmission is doing well today.
Arnie says hello from Colorado. Sorry we didn't get to meet up in Burleson. Schedule changed, so we will not be there until January.
We'll be back in February.
Yeah, we'll be back in Burleson in February, so. Oliver is checking in. Enjoy the trip. Stephen Pinn says, we have a 14 Jeep biodiesel. Did you get the latest recall notice? He says it's a bit of a pain. We did get the flash. Or is it just...
Did he say Jeep or did he say...
He says we have a 14 biodiesel.
But is it a Jeep or...
He just says biodiesel.
Okay, so we don't know.
I assumed he meant Jeep because you wouldn't call a coach a biodiesel.
Oh, well, sure. Depends on where you are, where you live.
This might have come across when we were talking about the Jeep. I don't know.
I don't know. Anyways, there's a recall on the...
Oh, he said, sorry, EcoDiesel.
The EcoDiesel Jeep. There was a recall on that for compliance issues. We got that. Yep, that's done.
Yeah.
If there's another one, we haven't been made aware of it. I know, at least last time we looked, which there was no recalls outstanding on our Jeep. We keep our vehicles pretty current.
Or should I say it more ominously? I'll be watching. Super Kendall 100, good morning from Yuma, Arizona. They have a Newmar Essex. KT on the road, good morning. Greetings from my kitchen. Watching and listening to you while cooking dinner.
Dinner?
Well, we don't know where they are.
Yeah, that's why I said dinner.
Cheryl B, hi guys. We're currently driving our coach cross country, leaving Alabama now and heading to South Carolina and listening to you. Safe journey to you three.
Hey, it's kind of like we're traveling together.
But in opposite directions.
But in opposite directions. Yeah, we're going to the cold.
Yeah.
Again, I point to Michael Kidd. There's a Google Street View vehicle. It doesn't have his camera up though.
Yeah. RV Between the Sheets is checking in. Hello. Jim McGlone, safe travels. We enjoy watching your travels. We have a Georgetown XL all tucked away for the winter here in New Hampshire.
Let's see, what mile marker are we at? Let's try to remember that. We'll have to check it in the future because a Google Street View vehicle just passed us. And I'm not sure if the cameras were on or not.
Okay. Well,
so let's look at the mile marker.
Right,
and let's write that down so we don't forget. Mile marker 246. So it'd probably be mile marker 245 is where it was behind us or next to us. Mile marker 245. So if that Google Street Vehicle was live and recording, then at some point our coach may show up on a Google Street View. So we're gonna have to check that, remember to check that at some point. I don't know how fast those things could, and I don't even know if it was on, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, kind of cool if it was. Anyways, next.
Anyway.
You guys saw the Street View vehicle go by us, so in the
Hope
camera.
you waved.
Hope you waved.
Good boy, Loki.
Good boy, buddy.
Storm's vlog says they're planning on going to Jackson, New Hampshire at Christmas. Yeah, Michael Kidd says, thanks for pimping me out.
You don't understand, buddy. I'm going to point that out as much as I can. Well, I'm getting 5.7 miles to the gallon going uphill right now, thanks to you. Actually, thanks to the Tesla. Thanks to you, though, because you made that programming possible to allow us to charge our Tesla from one 50 amp plug that's also powering the coach, which is just brilliant. So thank you for allowing us to get a Tesla, but in doing so, we have to come to you to work on getting the coach set up for it. But it was your brilliant idea to move to where you did.
I don't know why you're pointing at the camera like you're yelling at it because...
Oh yeah, Michael, just picture me pointing at you, yelling at you, kind of like with my finger right now, even though you can't see me.
He forgets that the camera's turned around.
And understand, guys, I say this all in jest. Michael knows I'm just poking him. Brenda and I really hate the cold. And when I said to Brenda, I said, it's Albuquerque, New Mexico, it's wintertime, are you sure you want to go? And Brenda said to me, well, it'd be nice to take a different route for once going across country.
And you get to spend some time with your geek friend and talk geek talk.
That's true. And I said, yeah, you're right. Well, we just happen to have the best week upcoming ever.
You say sarcastically.
I say sarcastically.
Okay.
Anyways, continuing on.
Continuing on. Robert Kelvin Brown wants to know if we've had any of our Aqua Hot pumps go out yet.
Oh, gosh, yes. Aqua Hot, when this coach was built, Aqua Hot was using these, this is a 2014. So in 2014 and I believe 2015, Aqua Hot was putting in these pumps that were really bad. I mean, bad. They would burn up. I burned up 3 pumps. And those are the main pumps, not the stir. Yeah. I burned up the stir pumps and the front and the rear coach pumps. We don't really use our engine pump much at all, so I'm not worried about that one because it's hard to get to replace. But I ended up replacing them 3 different pumps, and then I had to do it again because those failed because they were the same pumps. Well, they finally came out with new pumps for a retrofit, and I put those pumps in, and I have not had a problem since. And that's been a few years now that I did that on the new pumps. So if you have a 2014 or 2015, I think, is then they changed the pump style, then yeah, I won't be surprised if you have Aqua Hot pump issues.
Claudia wants to know, good morning from Arizona, how did our door lock work out?
It's broken.
Let's
oh yeah, go ahead.
Tell people the story first that weren't here yesterday. We had just gotten to a Love's Wheel Stop, and right pretty much next kitty corner to the campground is right there. And at the fuel stop, we could not get the deadbolt to unlock.
Oh.
When we travel, we always have the door locked, and then we have the deadbolt on just for added security of the door. And for some reason, we locked it just fine when we left, but when we got to the fuel stop, we could not unlock it for the life of us. David finally was able to open it, jiggling it.
Oh, you could hear it. You could hear me doing it on the video.
Yeah.
The camera was turned around at the time.
Finally got it open. And so now you can say what happened or what you believe happened.
Yeah. So yeah, it feels now after I got it open and I was messing around playing with it a little bit. It kind of feels like I can shut it just fine. Lock it. But
Yeah.
trying to open it, it almost feels like those gears, the reverse gears, even though they should be the same, are stripped to some degree. And the only way I can get it to go back after I was testing it was to physically put pressure on the deadbolt as I turned it, and then I can physically push it back hardly without turning it. So you can hear it go, grinding a little bit.
So right now we are not using our deadbolt.
Yeah, we are not using our deadbolt, even though we normally would have the deadbolt on when we travel
Yeah.
to keep that door safely shut.
I mean, it does have the regular lock, but still, the deadbolt is nice to have when you're driving down the road.
Right.
So it'll be something that we'll probably replace.
Yeah, I'll have to open this up. There's 2 screws on the inside. It's a Schlage lock, basically. I'll have to open it up on the inside and take a look at the gears and see if there's anything that's repairable in there. Probably not, which means I'll have to contact Tiffin and get the assembly because I'm not sure. Because it's a Schlage deadbolt, but the deadbolt itself is not a normal looking deadbolt. So I may have to get that part from Tiffin.
KT on the road, they said they were cooking dinner near Munich, Germany.
Ah,
So that makes sense.
we have a German Shepherd dog. Not that it makes a difference.
65%.
And guess what? We taught its commands in German.
Yes. Stephen Hall says, I suspect it got cold.
As it should be. Him.
Stop.
You can go ahead.
I'm not. I'm going to be silent now. You're just waiting now, aren't you?
I'm fine. Really, go ahead.
So he says, I suspect it got cold last night for you. Did your heat pumps help any, or did you have to use the diesel fuel furnace plus your heated floors to stay warm? It got too cold for the heat pumps. Heat pumps won't work below 45 degrees Fahrenheit. I say Fahrenheit.
German people?
And yeah, it's below 45 degrees Fahrenheit. You can't use the roof heat pumps. So we had our aqua hot on. And we had the heated floors on, which it was great. We have a fireplace that throws out a lot of heat, so we were nice and toasty. What did we get down to last night?
Got down to 29.
29 last night, but
We're going to be in the teens
Albuquerque,
this coming week.
where Michael and Luke are, we're going to be down in the teens, which we've been before.
Granted, we're going to fill the water tank and bring in the water every day.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be able to run off our water tank for 3 or 4 days easily.
Yeah, well, we've boondocked for 2 weeks at a time on one tank of water.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that.
That's being conservative.
That's being
and,
very conservative.
we don't really want to do that.
Yeah, so we taught the dog to speak German, and it sounds funny to say.
Understand, he doesn't speak it.
I was
sorry.
about to make a point.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
And it was interesting because the other day we had a person come up to and say, we were talking to him, and they said, "Did you just command your dog in German?" And I said, "Yes. Why?" And she goes, "Oh, how did you teach it to learning German?" I said, I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "Well, how did you teach your dog to learn German?"
If you don't naturally speak German too, and it was
I said,
confusing to her.
I said, "Well, he really doesn't understand English either." The dog knows what the dog knows. The dog knows. You can use the term hippopotamus for sit, and as long as you keep using that word for sit, he's going to think that when you say hippopotamus, that's his command to sit. It doesn't matter. But it was kind of like.
Kind of made us scratch our heads, like, huh?
Yeah, it was just weird. I mean,
Maybe
good
she
intentions.
just didn't
She just didn't think.
yeah.
Didn't think, and it's okay. I mean, people. It just was kind of strange. I mean, to us it was, but to her it was a real question. How did you get them to learn German?
Mac is checking in. Hello, everybody. Marcelo. Mac.
Yeah. Oh, there's the wind.
Yeah. Going
So
right into it.
that door we got the same wind we had yesterday. So that door is more solid now since
Yeah, David put another seal
I
on
added
there.
some seal to the door, the top of the door. That is not flapping like it did yesterday.
Jimkins says, can we talk about what kind of fuel card we use for our RV?
We did that yesterday, and Brenda's got a great story.
Yes.
Go, Brenda!
So we used to always do Pilot Flying J's because Good Sam and Pilot Flying J have a program for RVers where you can get their RV credit. They call it a credit card. It's not like a MasterCard, Visa, or anything like that. But anyway, you get 8 cents off per gallon off of the cash price. Great deal, right? So we were using that. Well, TSD Logistics is a trucking logistics company around the country here, and they have obviously a fleet of vehicles, and so they use fleet cards, at different Loves and Pilot Flying J's and things,
Which
for
gives them
discounts.
big discounts because they buy so much fuel.
Right. Well, they just brokered a deal, and we're able to open it up to RVers.
Brilliant idea.
And I believe it just started in August. So we were still sitting at our seasonal site, so we hadn't really heard about it, hadn't researched it, and people were asking us about it when we had left New York.
So we researched it.
So we researched it. And I signed up for it because it sounded really, really good. And yesterday was the proof that it is really, really good.
Almost too good to be true good.
Almost too good to be true, where some people online think that it's a scam or something, and it is not.
So,
It's through TSD Logistics, and they have an EFS card. I forget what that stands for, but it's
let's
it's
say
another card.
EFS, Electronic Fuel Service.
Okay.
That sounds
whatever.
good. I'm a techie after all.
Anyway, they have discounts all over the country too at the fuel stops. One of their biggest seems like
Loves.
Seems like Loves.
Like my love.
Loves True Fuel Stops. So they have an app, which is a really neat app, where it finds you on the map, and it will plot the different fuel stops that you can use. Now, not all of them accept their cards, so it'll plot the ones that you can use, which are most places, and it'll tell you the prices that you would pay. The Love's travel stop that we stopped at yesterday, their retail cash price was $2.99 a gallon. We paid, with this discount, $2.49 a gallon. So we saved 50 cents a gallon. And that is no lie.
Considerable.
And that is off of, if you need DEF, that is, I don't know of any RVers that would need reefer, but that's an option also. But diesel and DEF, you get discounts, and this particular Love's, we got 50 cents off a gallon. And on the pump, when David was pumping, it still shows $2.99, and David was all confused, and I said, don't worry, the discount goes through, it shows on the app. So when we were done and we got parked for the night, I looked on the app, and sure enough, it said we paid $2.49 a gallon. We saved $55 yesterday.
$55.
$55. So now I'm thinking, oh my God, if they would have opened this up years ago, that would have been awesome.
Would have bought a Tesla.
Oh wait, we did. So anyway, yeah, if you want more information on it, they do have a Facebook page that you can go and you can ask questions. They have great customer service. They're up there all the time answering questions, and other people are answering questions as well. So if you just go up, let me just put a link up there for you. And if you do sign up
And when she says put it up there for you, it's in the chat session for those of you watching after the fact.
Yes.
Or right now if you don't.
I will put a link there. And if you...
Slow internet, just so you know.
Okay, I will wait for a moment.
Just waiting because there's slow internet service right now. Okay, it seems to be resumed.
And if you happen to think that this is a program that you want to do as far as fuel, please be so kind as to mention our name because they do have a referral program.
What name is it under? How is it?
It's under David's name.
David Bott.
Yes.
B-O-T-T. David Bott. B-O-T-T.
Yes. So there is the link for their Facebook group that I just put in the chat window. And yeah, it's great discounts. You're not always going to get 50 cents off a gallon. It depends on whatever they negotiated at that particular station or with that particular brand of company or whatever. So some places you may only get 10 cents off, 25 cents off, 50 cents off. It all depends. So that's why the app is great because it tells you what you're going to pay and what your discount is. And what it does also is it links it to like a checking account or something like that. And what they do is they basically deduct that amount from your checking account like within a couple business days. So that's how that works.
So anyways, there you go.
There you go. Long story, not so short.
By the way, I'm down to 5.6 miles to the gallon now.
Are you saying that for Michael's benefit? Let's see. Yeah, somebody said it was mile marker 245. KT on the road says the view looks familiar. Been driving this route in spring, just in the opposite direction, coming from Albuquerque heading to Texas. See, I said Mac was already checking in from Buenos Aires.
Don't look now, but there's snow over here.
Yes, there is.
We're high enough out where there's snow and it's sunny out.
Well,
wonderful.
You know what'll be fun though?
Loki in the snow.
Loki will be the first time in the snow.
Loki's originally from Houston, Texas.
So for those of you that haven't been following us since 2008, we didn't have a YouTube channel back then.
Or
right?
2013.
Was YouTube around in 2008?
We started in 2008.
Yeah,
but we started
traveling in 2008. We did have a German Shepherd back then. She lived to be 14 and a half, and she passed in 2011 on the road when we were traveling we were in Indio, California at an FMCA rally, actually. So we did have a German Shepherd before. We are familiar with them and everything. This is another reason why we prefer German Shepherds.
And that dog we did train ourselves.
But she, oh my God, she loved the snow. She would be like a little kid in a candy store. When she saw the snow falling out the window, she would get all excited. At that time, we had our house, and David had an ATV that he put a plow on, a front plow, and he would plow a path around the entire house so she could run through the snow.
It was a 750 ATC. It was ATV. It was a powerful little machine.
Because our house sat on 4 acres, so we had quite a bit of land. But
I would plow a track around the house.
We would plow a track around the house and plow a track out, a few tracks out into the backyard so she could do her business because it was deep.
It was deep.
It would get up to her belly, if not higher. So yeah, she loved the snow. So it'll be interesting to see what Loki does with it.
But unfortunately, we're going to be in the type of snow that's going to be a wet, slushy snow because it's going to come down, it's going to melt, it's going to rain, it's going to come down again, it's going to be ick. But yes, it still may be interesting. They're expecting 3 inches on Wednesday. Thank you, Michael. Not that you have anything to do with the weather, mind you.
I'm sure that's all Luke.
That's all Luke.
Arnie wants to know if we can get a chance. Michael, if you're still there, if David.
Well, Michael's working. He's trying to get his solar panels up.
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
If you go into you're on my computer?
Yeah.
Bottom of the screen, there's a red icon.
Yeah.
in there, click on that. It'll open up a chat window. It's a separate chat window. And in there, you'll find the links. Scroll.
Okay.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Buddy, thank you very much for getting back over, Mr. Semi. Woo, he almost sideswiped us.
I don't know what he was doing, but he was leaning over the seat like he was leaning to grab something.
That was close.
It just opened up a separate window, but there's nothing there, love.
Do we not have internet? I mean, we're streaming.
Yeah, we do.
Try closing it and reopening it. Try closing it all together if I quit. It's Rocket Chat.
Yeah. Okay, so while that closes and everything, let me see what else we have. Super Kendall 100 says we are leaving Fortuna de Oro RV Resort. That's in Yuma, Arizona. They're leaving December 31st, going to Casa Grande for 2 months. So they're having a warm winter. Yes, you are. We'll be December 1st. We'll be in Fort McDowell, Arizona, which is northwest of Phoenix. Casa Grande is southwest of Phoenix, or east. Sorry, southeast. We'll be northeast. That's it. KT on the road says, "See, David, this way you don't have to drive through El Paso, which you love."
Brenda brought that up too.
Yeah.
Brenda says, "Well, we won't have to go through El Paso if we do this." That's true. Put it this way, guys. The slide toppers on Tiffin coaches suck. They hold water, okay? And since we're going to get snow and rain,
we can deal with
and
the
it's going to
snow
freeze.
and cold and stuff.
It's gonna rain and snow, and every night it's gonna be in the teens, which means the slide toppers are gonna freeze. I mean, literally, we've had them freeze with like this thick of ice, and you can't bring your slides in at that point. You have to get up there and remove that ice. So what did I do? I ordered from Amazon, which will be delivered on Tuesday before the weather hits, beach balls that I'm gonna inflate and push into our slide toppers to lift them up to try to keep the water off so it doesn't freeze like that. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. There's nothing worse than having your slide toppers freeze and then having to get up on a roof and try to remove ice that's that thick.
We had that when we were in Tennessee
Yes, we did.
and Denver, Colorado.
And it's on video. You can see on video that trip when we were heading from Gallatin, Tennessee to Byron, that video last year. You can see me removing ice from our slide toppers and getting really upset about it. And getting really upset at Tiffin because it's their terrible design. It's not their slide topper, but it's a terrible design because they didn't put the right slide toppers on.
We'll have to get that link later because I had to
I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't know your nose was there.
I had to do a force quit on it, love.
Okay.
And then I opened it back up and I saw your chat with Michael,
Then you
but I
should-
couldn't scroll or anything. It was like it was all frozen.
Oh.
So I even tried like going over to the sidebar to see if I could slide the bar up and down, to scroll, and I couldn't do that.
Yeah, the gentleman who mentioned the Loki training, we talked about it yesterday and stuff, and we had the links in yesterday's video. As mentioned, we trained our other German Shepherd. This one, Loki's a special purpose dog this time because, unlike Tasha, I hadn't had a stroke at that point. I had a stroke when I was 40, and ever since then I suffer from severe depression. I almost died.
And some anxiety and PTSD.
Yeah,
His anxiety attacks.
and so ever since that point, I'm 53 now. So it was 13 years ago. Sounds like a long time. Yes, it was. But ever since that point, I've gone through a lot. Anyways,
About its depression.
yeah. We've tried so many different meds. It's not funny. And some of them gave me really bad side effects, like total suicidal side effects.
Oh, David, for some reason, David's prone to side effects.
Hey, Luke. So we have this guy now.
Yeah.
So Loki is an attempt right now to help change my attitude. And Loki's been not only specially trained in obedience from a high-level world-class trainer, but he's also been trained as a service dog to help with my anxiety issues. Yesterday, for a fact, when we arrived at the RV park and I got set up, and I was kind of, I don't know why, I get a little stressed after we get somewhere. But anyways, Loki picked up on that, and I was sitting on the couch, and he came up, put his head in my lap, and just kind of looked at me with these puppy dog eyes, to change my mood, and he did.
Change.
So if I'm feeling
Semi on his shoulder.
if I'm feeling down or something, I ask him, Loki, come visit, and he comes to me and sits with me. And if we're in a stressful situation, he says things like that. I never was like this before. I was he will stick
get you
right
out of
to
that
my side and get
situation.
me out of that situation. It's kind of cool.
Okay, so Robert Calvin Brown, who had asked about if we ever had any of the aqua hot pumps go out.
Yes.
He said, well, it looks like Tech was right. I had pump fail. He replaced it and said I had the old pump style and advised me to change the rest of them to the new pump style. Yes, I have a 14 Tiffin 45 LP.
You're lucky you didn't fail before
Another
this.
semi on the shoulder.
I don't know how long you've had your coach, or if it's new to you or whatever, but yeah, we had ours fail within the first year, and then another year after that, and then so yeah, I've gotten really proficient at changing the pumps. However, as mentioned, I did not do the engine pump. That's because it's in a
So with all these semis on the shoulder.
it's on the back side of it, as you know, where your electrical bay is, so it's hard to get to. And since we hardly use that pump at all, ever, I didn't want to mess with that pump. So it doesn't bother me. But I did replace the stir pump and the other two pumps with the new style. In fact, I was the one who taught the Tiffin techs at Red Bay how to install them.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that.
I kid you not. I kid you not. They put them in, and they went to lunch, and I went and looked at the pumps, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
And they said they were all done.
They said they were done.
With the pumps.
They put them in totally incorrectly. Oh my God.
Backwards or something?
Not backwards. Just, I mean, the pump, the bracket that holds the pump, it wasn't even holding the pump, because they said, oh, the tubes were too short, so it didn't fit. Wait a minute. So you put it in anyways, and then tried to say it was done? So I went and I had them grab me a new kit, and I redid it, and then I explained to them what they did wrong. And it was basically, they put the mounting, you were right, they put the mounting bracket on backwards. And it's a mounting bracket that has a strap that goes around the pump. They had it backwards, and so it didn't reach the pump. It's like, seriously. So I taught 2 technicians at Tiffin how to install correctly the aqua hot pumps. Anyways.
So through the story, I was laughing because we passed that semi. He was rocking out to something.
Oh.
He was just full on head bob, just chair dancing away. It was so funny. Anyway, talking about the door lock. Red Jaguar 100 says you may have been right about the door. It may have broke the lock. My lock broke the same way. And Brad Coley says metal fatigue happens. Stranger Solutions wants to know, when parking your motorhome for over a week, do you dump the airbags? I live in the north and mine will be sitting until April.
Oh gosh, yes. Yeah, dump the airbags, put it on the jacks. That would take some of the pressure off the tires. Not that you need to, but if you're going to park it for an extended period of time, my personal preference, again, my opinion. Now we live in our coach, so that also makes a difference. But if I was to stow it, the jacks would be down.
But yes, dump the airbags.
Yeah. Well, when you do the jacks, at least on these coaches, when you do the jacks, it dumps the air.
Yeah. Bob and Joe sur la route. Hi from Quebec.
Hello.
Arnie says, I replaced my deadbolt as the linkage would not move the deadbolt itself. The difference was we were locked out, not in like you. I have to tell you the whole nightmare if we get to meet up. I've heard of that happening to people.
Yeah.
And then one time, one person said their dog was inside, just like watching them because they were outside and they couldn't get in. They ended up getting in through a window or something.
I was this close because it was so. I knew it was moving slightly, so I kept working and kept working. You can see this in the video, by the way. Well, you could hear it, I should say.
Well, you can hear it.
You can hear it. It's right at the end of the video.
Out the window, yeah.
It's right at the end of the video when we just pulled into the truck stop for fuel. Any case, I finally got it to open, but I was so close to getting up and getting a screw gun to take the two bolts off on the inside to see if I can pull the bolt back manually. So, and I had crossed my mind, well, I may have to go out the driver's side window. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Adam wants to know, how are coaches in terms of sound isolation and during winter with cold temperatures?
That depends on your manufacturer.
Yeah, it depends on the coach because they're all made, a little differently.
Our coach does well in the cold. And our cargo bay, ours in particular, is a heated cargo bay. Now, all wet bays on Tiffin coaches are heated. All the wet bays are. But in our coach, our cargo bay is also heated because I added an aqua hot exchange unit in the cargo bay when the coach was built. By the way, I'm going to spin the camera around here to show you this view that we have right now. Not that it'll show up much on your side of things, but if it does, it's kind of nice.
Biggins checking in from Red Bay, Alabama. Hello.
Hello. If you see Bob, tell him we said hello, please.
Troy Campbell getting back to the fuel card. The retail price posted was $2.99. We paid $2.49. They say, does that include their 10% fee? I think it was a 10% fee. It might have been a 5% fee. I'm not exactly sure what their fee was because yes, they do. You're correct. With this card, they do take a certain percentage
But
fee.
that was with the discount.
That I was getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So when you do sign up for the card and everything, you agree to this fee, but the discount that shows that what you would pay, that $2.49 a gallon, includes their fee already taken out. That's what you pay. So we truly did get 50 cents off per gallon.
Saving 50-something dollars.
Saving $55. Yeah. So for that service and everything and that discount, I don't mind giving them a certain percentage.
No, are you kidding?
To set up this program and to keep it running. More than happy.
Still at 5.6 miles a gallon.
It's you technically have to pay for the Pilot Flying J card too, because you have to be a Good Sam member.
Yeah, that's true.
So. Yeah, but on their app it shows you what you actually pay after their fee and everything.
Traffic's starting to get denser. We are 1 hour and 10 minutes per the GPS away from our destination. Of course, that's barring any road issues or traffic jams or anything that might occur along the way. The GPS only can calculate based on our current speed and stuff. So currently 1 hour and 10 minutes away.
Jeff Branding says, doesn't Love's only sell biodiesel? Not sure if it's right, but I've noticed biodiesel posted on the overhang above their pumps.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's biodiesel as long as it's diesel.
Yeah, it was just a diesel pump. Bruce, no, Teslas are not towable. We do need to get a trailer for it. Or we have a trailer on order.
The company we chose for the trailer was Aluma.
Aluma trailer.
It's the Aluma, and you can look it up. If you look it up online, Aluma, just like it sounds, trailers. And we bought the tilt trailer, the 18-foot 25th anniversary edition tilt trailer.
Bruce says, looks like he and Mac have their own conversation going on. Robert Kelvin Brown says, David, what is the weakest part of your Tiffin bus? In other words, what can you tell me to maybe keep an eye on a
Thank you for reminding
45
me.
LP?
Your window shades are going to fail.
Yeah.
Your day or night shades are going to fail at some point.
The motors and the shades.
Yep. And in those particular ones, you have to replace. But you will have a shade failure or multiples.
If you haven't already,
you will have a shade failure at some point or another, or multiple shade failures. We've had 3 failures. We've replaced our dashboard one, the big one, twice.
Yeah, we did that live once.
And we did, there's a video on that. We did a live stream replacing our windshield dashboard one.
And that was the one that David dented his MacBook Pro.
Yeah,
with his drill gun.
Yeah. So there's a live video on that, so you can see that. But that's the biggest thing you're going to look for.
No, and the aqua hot pumps we already talked about.
The aqua hot pumps we talked about. Yep, that's another failure for sure.
I don't think we've had anything else really that I can think of.
Not major, no. Those are the biggies. Well, as far as understand, those aren't Tiffin failures. Those are manufacturer failures of that part. Just because
the aqua hot heat pump, that's aqua hot.
Tiffin had no control over that. You know, they don't tell them what pumps to put in. They buy the unit.
Yeah.
And that was an aqua hot failure on aqua hot's part. And the motor failures was the motor failures from the shade company they were buying shades from, who happened to get a whole bunch of show up until the motors were used enough, and then the issue started to show up and they realized they had a problem, and so on and so forth. But those aren't, Tiffin failures per se. I consider Tiffin failures like the slide toppers, because they chose those slide toppers to put on. Even though they don't manufacture the slide topper, they still chose that style to use, and there was other ones they could have chosen. And it holds water like a sieve. I mean, not a sieve. A sieve is it holds water like
a bowl.
Like a bowl. It's too much fabric. It's not tight enough. I consider that a Tiffin failure. Or if there's a seal issue, or if a slide out breaks or something like that, or something to do with the structure or the frame or whatever, something not screwed in correctly that falls out, those are build failures. People are usually too quick to jump and blame any coach manufacturer, not just Tiffin, on a failure of something that is beyond the manufacturer's control. So
yeah, Jeff says, I feel your pain. I had to remove thick ice off our slide topper when we were in the panhandle of Florida 2 years ago. It was a royal pain to remove the thick ice off the slide topper.
I bet you it scared the crap out of you too when you started to bring your slide in and you heard crunch.
Team Terry RP says, let us know how your balls work out.
My balls work out just fine, thank you.
For those of you that didn't get that, we had ordered some blow-up beach balls that we're going to put underneath our slide toppers to keep some tension on them, so they don't freeze this coming week.
I made what I call topper poppers out of PVC, but I didn't bring them with me because we usually don't have rain in Arizona.
Yeah. Carol Frainer says, seems like when I read about the fuel program, you have to have a Bank of America account. Am I wrong? And then Bruce says, yeah, you just need any bank account. That's true. Yes, any bank account will do it. Just any bank account that they can debit from. They cannot debit from a credit card. You can't give them a credit card. It has to be a bank account. Because some people will be like, well, can't I just give them my credit card and then I can get the points for it, the gas points, but no.
The reason for that is because then they get charged credit card fees for processing the card.
Yeah.
Which negates the whole idea of, saving money. They would have to charge a higher percentage rate.
Larry and Kathy Skyner, what speed do you travel?
Normally 70 on roads like this.
Normally 70. What's the speed limit here? 75 or 80s?
75.
Yeah, right now it's a 75 mile an hour road, so we go 70.
By the way, if you go to outsiderbubble.com, there's a live camera for a front view. Also, unlike the one you're looking at now, right, because I have the camera turned around. But underneath that camera view on the front view on our website is a live GPS tracker that shows you where we are. And if you click on the little icon of our motor coach, you can see our telemetry information. So our current speed, our altitude, our direction of travel, our battery power. That's all sent if you click on our little motor coach icon.
Donald Sherrod says he sent you an email about the Jeep Grand Cherokee. If you have a chance, if you could email him back.
Hey Donald, you might not have been online when I talked about that earlier. I got 4 emails yesterday because I mentioned buying the Tesla.
And we got
talked about that earlier today. You might not have been online. I'll answer your email, but more or less directly because we're afraid. We just don't want to, in case anything happens. If for all I know, I sell it to somebody and a month later something goes wrong with the Jeep, I don't want to be blamed for that, and I don't want somebody bashing us online because we are public. I mean, it's really easy to do, and we just don't want to open ourselves up to that negativity.
We're just gonna make a nice, clean cut trade-in.
I have to get probably $25,000 just to make it worth my time in case I get the hassle that I think some people are capable of giving. And that's a lot of money for that Jeep. So it's only got 50,000 miles on it.
We just flipped 50,000.
Brand new tires we just put on last summer. All-terrain tires for off-road.
Watch this semi. He just went right in front of us. He did not care.
You guys saw that on camera. He had his flashers on like this semi does, and then all of a sudden he decided to come over right at the last second. And I had to apply my brakes pretty hard.
Okay, Brad Coley says, I love this vicarious travel. Hope y'all keep on trucking.
Well, next time we'll do it will be next Saturday.
Troy Campbell, 53 years old. You're not far away from being able to stay at 55 plus parks.
Oh God, don't get me going on that.
I'm only 51 and we have problems finding parks in Arizona, Yuma, Apache Junction, etc. It's annoying and frustrating.
It is.
It is.
We've had experiences like you're talking about.
Yeah, when we first started RVing, we were 2008, 2009. First time we went out west. We found a really nice RV park that we're like, we'll spend just an overnight, It was just an overnight.
The park was half empty.
The park was half empty. We let us stay there for the night because one of us was not 55. And we're like, are you serious? We just want to park for the night. Anything. But it's like, they would not let us stay there for one night and the park was half empty. So
at the time.
And they were in the middle of nowhere. Not the state park.
Not the state park. That's where we ended up going.
And and they refused to let us stay the night. And we're like, oh shoot, and this was late at night. I mean, it was after dinner time, I think. So we're like, where the heck are we gonna stay? It's dark. What are we gonna do? Or it was getting dark. And so I'm like, well, there's the state park right here, full 50 ounce.
It was beautiful.
And it turned out to be our one of our favorite parks.
It's one of our favorite stops. We routinely stop there.
Yeah.
We love it. Picacho Peak State Park. Granted, you only have electric hookups, so there is a dump station. So go in with empty tanks and full water, and it is gorgeous. Love it.
Monaco, and he's wondering what model Aqua Hot do we have. He says, I'm hoping I don't have the pump problem on my coach. So far, knock on wood, we haven't run into any issue.
You probably won't be an issue.
In a little while.
It's one of the two. Actually, it's a 2-zone system with an engine pump.
I have a Land Rover Jamboree in a few minutes. See you later. Brad Cooley's coming up with t-shirt ideas for us. He says, how about on a t-shirt, it sounds kind of ominous to say, the bots are watching.
But we're not watching. Oh, I get it, bots. Get it, robots kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert Calvin Brown says, yeah, he replaced all the shade motors when he first bought the bus. In 2016, he bought it.
Yeah, you can do and you can do the motors in those. Ours, you can't. They actually had to get full shades sent to me, and this big shade in the front, that's a heck of a shipment. Man, there's a lot of semis.
Yeah, there is. Oh, we're getting closer to Albuquerque.
Albuquerque, yeah. We're 54 minutes right now to our destination. 54 minutes.
Watch
Whoa, Mr. Semi, stay in your lane.
Jeez.
He's leaning over
he's
too.
He's leaning over too to do something. Jeez. KT on the road. Dinner almost done. Signing out for a while. Safe travels.
We're arriving in about 54 minutes, so.
Oh, Donald Sherrod says, yeah, he got stress cracks on the side wall of his Allegro bus near the bedroom slide. It's a known tiffin failure.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
It's a known tiffin failure.
I didn't know your nose was down there by my foot. I'm sorry. I brought my heel back and he had his head there. Was that at edges where the
stress cracks in the side wall of my Allegro bus near the bedroom slide is a tiffin failure. On the side wall near the bedroom slide.
Near the bedroom slide.
So maybe he's talking about the big slide.
Well, he says near the bedroom slide, so he could mean the coach wall and not the slide out wall.
Yeah. Robert Kelvin Brown says, what topper for the slides do you recommend?
Well, I can't. I have no idea because I can't replace them.
Yeah.
But there are other ones by Carefree of Colorado that would have been a much better selection. Like I believe it's called, one of them I think is called I want to say it's the Apex or something like that. It has this little flap that comes up that actually raises it up, raises the coach side edge of the awning by like 3 inches.
Topper.
Yeah, and so, but when it goes in, that folds downward against the coach. So when the awning comes in, it folds down and seals against the coach, and then the slide out seals against that with the awning or the slide topper. But when it goes out, that flap then extends outward and upward.
We're missing the Bills game.
Oh, shoot.
Somebody says they're watching the Eagles. That just reminded me.
Gotta go, guys. Bye.
Art Broadwater says, can't wait to see your videos on trailering and charging configuration for your new Tesla.
Yeah, again, that charging configuration is going to be a kind of a special thing.
Jeez, can't these truck drivers drive? I hate dealing with these trucks all the
Just so you know, as you can see, we're getting spotty cell phone coverage at this time. That's because we're getting into mountainous regions here. The radio frequencies don't penetrate. It's going to be somewhat spotty, so we may go in and out more than normal. It's just a heads up.
I put that in the chat. Spot carpet cleaner. It's called a spot bot. Been a spot bot.
Tell them what you want to name the Tesla.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But anyways, on the Tesla, you can name it, and it shows up on the display when you turn on the car.
Yeah. So I'm like, have you thought of a name for the Tesla yet? And David's like, no, I haven't really come up with a good one. And I just kind of looked down at the dog. I said, how about Loki's taxi? Let us know if you think of anything interesting, a fun name for our Tesla.
It's a Tesla Model X.
Yeah, it's their SUV model.
Their current SUV. They're going to have the Model Y is going to be similar to it, just not with all the toy features.
Careful of this guy.
Yeah. Whoa, 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 Mr. Semi.
How does he not see the semi right next to him?
I don't know. Look at that, though. Oh, my.
Where is he going?
I don't know.
Why does he even want to move over?
Because the lane's probably going to end? Yeah, it is. But still.
Yeah,
he started coming over before
the other lane saying, hey, dude, my lane's ending. And Brian Hubbard says, name it Loki Ride. Yeah, Larry and Kathy says, how about Botmobile?
Yeah, everybody says that.
Yeah, we said that. We're like,
oh my God, people have been telling us stuff like that for years, right down to the motor coach. By the way, our license plates, some of you might get a kick out of this. Our license plate on our motor coach is Uber 1, OOBER1, Uber 1. And our plate on our Jeep is Uber 2. And then when people see Uber, they think Uber like the taxi service.
Aw, thank you for the kisses. Thank you.
Okay, so as you can see, we are getting into more and more mountainous ranges here. Starting to go through some cutouts and stuff, so our cell service will greatly vary.
Larry and Kathy said sorry. Oh, nothing to be sorry about. Because they said Botmobile.
No, it's okay. We get that a lot though, but it's kind of expected.
It's a cute name. It's expected. We're just trying to come up with something off the top of our heads that's like you wouldn't think of. Loki Rider.
Loki Rider.
Kind of like Low Rider.
Yeah.
That's funny. Did we name our coach?
We never did.
No.
Well, it's
we just call it home. Really.
Solar Storm.
Well, Solar Storm is the paint scheme, yeah.
Well, we designed the paint scheme, and the paint scheme was supposed to be a one-off, meaning they were not supposed to reuse the paint scheme. But somebody in the Tiffins would normally call me and say, hey, somebody saw your coach and they want your paint. But in any case, somebody unfortunately had their coach didn't check with me and they painted another one this color scheme. So we were supposed to be an original, but ours is Solar Storm. That's because if you ever saw our coach in person, it changes colors. It's a very unique color scheme. Tiffins didn't want to do it at first. They were very
nervous because
very
it's
apprehensive.
A lot of dark colors.
Yeah, it's dark. It can be dark depending on the sunlight.
Yes.
But they were very apprehensive to do it because they were afraid that we wouldn't like it, and we would end up having to repaint it. But we said, please just do it, and it ended up being one of Bob Tiffin's favorite paint jobs ever. To the point where he actually walked up to us when we were outside one day and told us that. So that is one of the finest looking coaches Tiffin's ever built, paint-wise.
Moon M says, what colors are Tesla going to be?
It's going to be
The gunmetal gray.
the gunmetal gray color. With black interior,
Yeah, we went with the black interior that has the
wood grain.
wood grain. We were debating between that and we test drove one that had the
Tan.
I think we just prefer the black more than the cream,
Especially having a German Shepherd.
especially having
Even-
a big
yeah.
dog German Shepherd.
Even though we have the whole back section will be Loki section, and we
Yeah.
have a special hammock type thing that he sits in that takes up the whole back seat that
Yeah.
covers it, so it's protected. We just felt more comfortable with the black,
Yeah.
even though it's a very, very dark color at night inside the car. There's not a lot of interior lighting at night, low level interior lighting.
David Riggs says, hi, David and Brenda. Thanks for the heads up on the slide. The slide topper's freezing. We're headed to Pigeon Forge for the first week in December. What size beach balls do you recommend? And just one per slide?
I ordered 20-inch beach balls. You won't need that because what I wanted to do is be able to regulate the height so I can add more air. And then what I'm going to do, hang on to this bump. And then so you can regulate the air and then make it more of an oval shape, which will be better to use. And then basically what I'm using is I have a 16-foot painter's pole that expands, and I'm going to put my window washer on the end of it, then I can push the ball all the way through, or push it and pull it into position depending on where I need it. And I'm going to use 3 balls probably
For the main slides.
per slide topper. Only on the main slides.
Yeah, the bedroom slides are more of an angle.
Well, because they can be, the bedroom slides are tight all the time because they're not
Yes.
wide.
but they're also at more of an angle, aren't they?
No,
No?
they're just tighter. The issue with the main slides, the driver and passenger main slides, is they're so long that the fabric just sags in the middle because there's nothing to support it. And the fabric's just too loose. It just can't.
Just stretched out.
Yeah, well, it just can't get enough pressure.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to push those beach balls in, put one in the middle. Well, put one 3/4 of the way in, one in the middle, and then one 1/3 of the way in, and just vary the height so it pitches. Got to be careful there. So be careful with that. So the beach ball will basically be more or less against the inside of the coach and then inflated so it angles downward and outward. So there you go. And I bought, ready for this, 24 of them for $24 on Amazon, 20-inch beach balls. And why do I have 24 of them? Because I figured Loki might like to play with a beach ball and pop them. I don't know. And if not, I'll give them to...
They're $1 a ball.
They're $1 a ball. And I'll bring them to... I'll bring them back with me to Southwoods and they can use them in their pools. So
It's
as
just
you can...
cheaper to buy them in bulk like that.
Yeah. As you can see, we're going through mountainous regions here, cutaways, so 4G service will be in and out, but just a heads up.
People or 73 people watching. So hello to all of you out there.
We are 39 minutes to our arrival, as long as traffic and everything continues to go well on our route. We are en route to Albuquerque. Looks like our connection has been, stream has been re-enabled again. Again, we're going through mountain regions, as you can see. So our 4G service will come in and out. Nothing we can do about it. We are, trust me, I've done the most I know physically to do in order to get the best cell phone reception for 4G that I can. I'm running 3 WeBoost systems. And I have the jetpacks directly wired into the amplifiers.
3 jetpacks, 3 WeBoost systems. I just wanted to
hard hit.
let people know, because you said 3 WeBoost systems. I didn't want them to think it went to like 1.
3 jetpacks, 3 WeBoosts. I did a video on it. And then I'm using a VPN bonding system called Speedify to basically take all those 3 signals, combine them into one through a VPN service.
Leslie Ewing says, will the Tesla be a boy or a girl? How about naming her the Gray Lady? That's an okay one, too. I think I'm leaning towards, like, Loki Taxi or something with Loki.
Loki's Run.
Look at that old car right there.
Oh, yeah.
Loki's Run? Is that what you said?
Yeah. That's a play on an old TV show.
Yeah.
Or a movie. I don't know if you guys can see the vista view that we have now. It's kind of hard to tell probably in the camera.
Way off in the very distance, there's snow-capped mountains.
Probably can't see it though.
No. Hey, look, there's a Waffle House on the left.
Oh, dang you.
Well, Logan's Run is Brad said. Yeah, Logan's Run.
Logan's Run. So it's a play on, look, ding, 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 you win, Brad.
Brad.
Yeah,
and then he said, Waffle House. Yeah, we just created this game to make time go faster because we don't have Waffle Houses in New York. And so we just, waffles.
They serve more than waffle.
Now it's like this little game because it takes a while for us when we leave New York.
Brenda accuses me of changing the rules as we go.
Yeah, he does. But that's okay. I still love you.
Aww.
We don't win anything. We don't really honestly keep track of the points. It's just fun. I guess we have a low threshold for fun.
We're going to Albuquerque, New Mexico after all, Michael. I'm going to give him a complex. I'm sorry, Michael.
Brad Coley says, I've seen a meme that says Waffle Houses are the gas station restroom of restaurants.
You know, we've gone to a Waffle House a few times, and we've never had a bad meal. They're not, you know, high class meals, don't get me wrong, or anything like that, but they're a griddle cooked, fresh cooked off the hot griddle meal.
And
I mean, what do you want? You want eggs? You get eggs, right?
I can't even remember last time we were in Waffle House.
That's true.
Years and years and years.
But the staff was amazing.
The staff was always super good. I remember that.
It sounds weird, but it's, if you want breakfast type food, I mean, you can get breakfast type food anywhere, except for one of my favorite places is called Our Place, right?
Yes.
Our place in Burleson, Texas.
Burleson, Texas. It's a place
Yum.
that's open from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. They do serve lunches. They've got like, burgers and sandwiches and stuff at lunchtime. But they serve breakfast the whole time. And they have great breakfast omelets and stuff that we just...
Oh, their their omelets are so good.
Yeah.
And you can get pancakes instead of bread.
Yeah, pancakes is an option for bread. So instead of toast that just sits there and gets dry and gross, and
I had
get pancakes.
The last time we were there, Loki came with us. That was his first official outing at a restaurant, and he did very well. And we would hope. But
3.4 miles. You're gooding on 25 north, by the way.
thank you, love. But my omelet, it was chicken fried steak omelet. So basically, they did chicken fried steak, diced it up, put it in an omelet, and then put the chicken fried steak gravy over the top of the omelet with cheese. It was $10, and it was really good.
Brad Coley says, last time I was in a Waffle House was in Tennessee. It was so long ago the waitress was smoking. That dates me.
Okay, so I need to figure out 2 miles. I'm watching this traffic and stuff.
Yes.
So Brenda's putting the computer down right now, so you can't see that. So she can help me navigate here a little bit because we're in, as you can see, congestion. And I got 2.4 miles to move over to my proper lane. And
yes, we are in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
so I'm going to put my signal on here. So that car knows I'm going to come over, and he does. So.
Oh, and somebody, I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
In 2 miles, use the right lane to take exit 159B159C for I-25 north.
Trying to see if
towards
this
Santa Fe.
looks like it might be an exit only lane, or is it the other lane that just got on, I wonder.
It's the one on the, I think it's hard to tell from the signs.
I'm good. I'm good right here.
25 north, you need to move over one more.
Okay, thank you.
In 1.5 miles.
And there we go.
Exit 159 BC.
So somebody had asked
I-25 north, then keep
a
right.
question about health insurance. I must have answered this on Facebook for you, I'm guessing, because it didn't come up yesterday. It was something about I'm not too excited about the indemnity plans out there because they're not traditional health insurance, and why is that? The indemnity plans can be limiting depending on what type of indemnity plan it is. Some of them will, if you're healthy and they work for you, that's great. Some of them don't have prescription coverage. Some of them don't have other certain coverages, or they'll limit you if you had any kind of previous medical episodes or anything. I'm just watching the traffic too. Sorry. You're good
In
where
half
you
a
are.
mile, use
Crazy
the right
people.
lane to take exit 159B159C for I-25 north towards Santa Fe. Take exit 159 BC on the right
What
to
you-
I-25 north.
What you're hearing is a Google phone GPS and then the Garmin 780 GPS. By the way, the 780 is my new recommended GPS of choice.
Be in the right lane.
They've really improved it over the 770 a lot,
Yeah. Yes, they
a
have.
real lot.
And I always have Google Maps going on my phone, just so I can zoom in real quick on an area if I need to, or have a backup.
Continue on I-25 north for 16 miles.
We don't navigate Big Rig via Google Maps because Google Maps won't know if there's a low clearance bridge or something. So you do need an RV GPS for that.
However, Google Maps is awesome for looking ahead for traffic conditions
Yes.
other than the GPS, which does tell you traffic stuff. It just is not up to date as fast as Google is.
Yes. So yeah, indemnity. Came back to health insurance. Indemnity plans. They can be limiting in the sense that if you have any current health conditions or anything, they may limit you in what you can and cannot do. For people who are healthy and haven't had any issues and just want, access to, a yearly physical and doctors and, don't have prescriptions or whatever, then they may be perfect. That's why I always say, make sure that you do your research, because what's right for one person may not be right for you and your situation. And they wouldn't work for us. Excuse me. They wouldn't work for us in regards to health conditions and prescriptions and things like that.
That car has a sticker on the top of it right there, that minivan. It says, fuck cancer. Oh, now I'm going to be censured by Google. Damn it. Look at the mountains in front of us.
Yep, that's a really tall mountain. I see all the antennas on top of it too.
Yep, you put the antennas at the highest point.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out if I should move over one more lane or not. I think I will.
Good boy. We're almost there, actually, buddy.
27 minutes right now per the GPS, buddy.
Like he knows what that is.
Yeah, I know. They understand English. Good boy, Loki. Good boy. Good boy. No, Daddy's not stressed. I'm fine.
Good boy.
Good boy. Thank you.
You're so handsome.
Loki's been taught to, well, to identify stress in me, so it's interesting. What Brenda is a little upset about is because Loki was built for me. I'm going to say it's only, I don't know what way to say it. Trained.
Not built.
Built. He tends to obviously want to be by my side, and he'll go out with Brenda and everything just fine, and he will be the perfect obedient point with Brenda.
He'll listen to me too.
He will, yes. But when we're out together, he's
totally David's dog.
Yeah, he's totally my dog.
And that is totally fine.
It is. It's just interesting because Brenda would be like, "Come in, look." He won't leave my side. But that's what he's and it's interesting because when he has his vest on, he's really by my side. He's like, he knows, vest on, work mode.
Good boy. Yes, we're talking about you again because you're such a good boy. Oh, thank you for the kisses. Thank you. Do I taste good? There you go.
I'm tasting you for later.
Good boy.
We're probably going to bring him back to Jesse in February and just do some more advanced training with him just for fun stuff. I don't mean fun stuff like shake my hand or roll over or whatever, because we can do that ourselves, work on that stuff. But I mean fun stuff like we're jogging and then we say plots and he just drops as it's dropping while in motion instead of stopping and then telling him to lay down, or be walking and then point and send him out in a direct straight line, like straight out, and then having him stop immediately on a dime and then return, things like that. Those are kind of shithounds training.
but that'll come in handy if he's off leash somewhere and he's running around. And
He
we
loves
need
to
him-
run.
and we need him to drop where he is. If we see
Safety issue or
safety issue or something, yeah.
we want him to be able to. We want him to listen to us for that command to just drop, even if he's in motion. Yeah, check out Dogworks Academy. Dogworks Academy.
Dog Works is with an X,
Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Brenda.
not a KS.
Dogworks with an X at the end. And they're located in Taylor, Texas. And you can
Which
see,
is just north of Austin.
check out their Facebook page too, and you can see Zora. The video's not that wonderful, but Zora took 6th place in the world last year for obedience and zit sound, and it was over in Germany, and you can see some of that footage on their Facebook page. Go underneath videos, and you'll find it there. The video, like I said, it's not the best. It starts off a little slow because it's the tracking portion where they're out in a big field and the dog is scent tracking, and he has to be able to follow a track and find whatever it's searching for, and the dog at that point is to lay down when he finds it, and Zora just does it perfectly. It's a little slow because they show the process, but then you see some of the other training that goes all the way through to finding an intruder and then keeping the intruder at bay until the owner comes up and releases the dog to release the intruder. It's kind of cool. And then you have the attack portion. Again, this is protection training. Zit sound is a protection sport, and it's really interesting to see Zora at work.
Which Loki is totally not.
Loki is not for that. Loki was not trained for
He
zit
doesn't
sound.
have the personality for
No,
that.
it doesn't have the personality. Nor was that his intent.
Come here.
Loki's a dog that if you ever meet us and you're going to meet Loki, he will come up, he will sit by our side first, and we will then give him the command, go visit, and then basically motion for him that he can approach you, and then he'll walk up to you to say hello. Loki is now sitting across Brenda's lap again. We've been talking about him, so he's now more on alert because we've been saying his name.
Yeah. We should probably stop.
Good boy, Luke.
So we still got 17 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes according to this. What do you got?
I got 17 minutes.
Okay, Google Maps says 17 minutes to our destination, and our GPS says 20 minutes to our destination. So pretty close in timing. And we don't want to make the mistake and go past the exit.
No.
Right now, this has me getting off at exit 242. Do you concur?
Yes.
In 5.8 miles.
Yes. Loki, no. You gotta stay over here, buddy. Good. Good boy. I really think if we put the 2 ottomans here, he would lay on them and just look
Out the window. Yeah. Good puppy. He is right now sitting next to me. I'm not stressed. Everything's good. But we've been talking about him so much that he's just on high alert right now. Part of the training is when you mention his name, he's supposed to check in with you, look at you. So that's why he's now on alert, and he's sitting up, and he's just kind of looks back and forth at Brenda and I, checking in to see if he's supposed to be doing something that he... It's kind of interesting to actually... Again, for those of you who don't know, I'm David. My wife is Brenda. We're from OutsideOurBubble.com, OutsideOurBubble.com. We've been doing a travel blog since 2008. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. We really do appreciate each and every one of our subscribers. And you can click right there and hit subscribe. And if you click the little bell icon will alert you whenever we go live or whenever we upload a new video. So as we tend to go live without notice sometimes, next time we'll probably go live will be next Saturday when we leave Albuquerque, New Mexico, and there'll probably be a lot of snow. We'll be going through the mountain passes. And we may or may not drive straight through. Probably not. We'll probably stop somewhere along the way. Because if we were to drive straight through, we'd be arriving a day early to our location.
Yeah.
Which may or may not have a camper in it. We could find out, but I don't think we want to drive straight through. I think it was like 8 hours.
Yeah,
we would rather not.
I think all three of us do better on the 4 or 5 hour trips.
Yes, I agree.
It is possible to do the 8 hours, with multiple stops with the dog.
When we get somewhere, he wants...
Two lanes to take exit 242 for New Mexico 165 East. Proceed toward US 550 West Amarillo.
Yes, that 165 East is also the 550.
Okay, thank you.
I saw you looking at that.
Yeah, I'm like, excuse me? When we get somewhere after driving this amount of time, after we get set up, he seems to get the zoomies, which is basically you give your kids sugar, a lot of sugar candy, and you know how they go ballistic? Well, he just does that from being cooped up. It's called the zoomies. It actually is a thing. You can look it up.
Oh yeah, just Google it and you'll see tons of dogs
doing zoomies. Basically, it's unfeathered power going ballistic.
On the right.
It's basically he's just got all this pent up energy and he just can't control it anymore. And
he just got to explode.
It's crazy.
Okay, 1 mile away from exit 242.
David?
This is an exit only. Oh, that's 242.
This is our
okay,
exit.
good. Well, I'm just making sure.
That's why I was making sure you knew where we were.
Oh, it's a hard exit.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 242 for New Mexico 165 East. Proceed toward US 550 West Amarillo.
And then we're going to be taking a left over that bridge.
I really love the Google app. It's so...
Take exit 242.
It really does talk nicely.
US 550 North, then keep left. Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 242.
You're good, love.
I know, but I have a truck next to me, Pumpkin.
Okay.
And I don't know if he's getting off or not. If he is, he shouldn't be doing that when he's driving.
He shouldn't be doing what when he's driving?
You missed it. You were listening.
All I heard was there's
I know,
a truck
I know,
next to
I
me.
know.
I don't know if he's going straight or not.
No, I didn't say straight. I said I don't know if he's getting off or not.
US 550.
Oh.
And I said he probably shouldn't be doing that when he's driving.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope I'm in the
Hey,
right
look,
lane.
there's another fuck cancer sign.
Another one?
Another one.
Jeez.
Well, I know that's an organization.
Okay, so I need to go straight ahead up here. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Just follow the lines. I know that's an organization. Like Jessica's cancer organization, our niece, who works for GRYT, GRYT. They have a great app for connecting cancer patients, and they have chats and different things.
There's a dog or something in the... Or it's a jacket.
No,
Never
it's a
mind.
jacket.
I was going to think, how the heck do they have it in the Prius back hatch? See the fur?
Yeah.
Good boy, Lopes. Good
I
boy.
saw it and I thought the same thing.
We're 14 minutes away from our destination. As you can see, we're coming through some area here.
I have 11 minutes.
Okay.
Continue on US 550 North for 2 miles.
Quite the lean. There we go.
Yes, and there's some
2.5
traffic in here.
Turn left on Pandarco Highway.
Do you agree with that?
Let me zoom in on the road.
Ooh, this is a dense area.
Yeah. Yeah, Pat Darko Highway, it's 528.
This is a dense
Red light.
area.
Yes, I said there's traffic ahead.
No, I know that. I'm just saying this is a very dense area. Look at all that traffic up there.
Yes.
Holy cow. Ick. Ick. Man, no wonder. It's only 1.9 miles to our turn, and then we're kind of close to the RV park at that point, I think.
I have 2.9 miles to our final destination. It's
And it-
going to take us 9 minutes.
Yeah, so that's how thick the traffic is up here, and how bad the traffic is up here. And it's a Sunday.
And it's a Sunday. Well, yeah. Church might have just let out. But no, it's a Sunday.
I think it's a construction or something.
Yeah. Not sure where this white truck's going. They're gonna go
Right in front of us.
right in front
Look
of
at
us.
that.
Yeah, don't mind us.
Didn't even look at us. He said thanks to that guy, but didn't do anything, and didn't even have. Wow.
Falls underneath the category of rolling the eyes and saying, people.
Now, in case you guys are looking or wondering why am I parked so far back from that truck, that's because we're a 45-foot motor coach, and if he stalls or breaks down right now, I need to be able to go around him, and I need to be the room to be able to do that. So right now, my only choice, because of the median on the left, is to go to the right. But
But you always give yourself
get-
enough swing room.
you have to give yourself enough swing room to swing out and around the vehicle that's in front of you. So always make sure you give yourself, and you'll learn that. You'll learn how much room you need to do that. But if I was close to him, I can still make my turn. I have a 35-degree wheel cut or 45-degree wheel cut.
I don't know. But
Any case, and I can, so my front end might be able to swing out, but then when I caught him to swing back in, the back side is going to want to move over, and I'd sideswipe him. But not to mention the Jeep is back there.
just things you have to think about when driving a big rig.
Yep. So always make sure you give yourself plenty of space to get around, because that vehicle, for all I know, right now could die.
You always want to be aware not only of what's in front of you, but what's next to you and behind you, because your back end's going to swing around.
Yep. So we only have a couple miles to go, but it's going to take us a number of minutes to get there because of this traffic stuff.
Yeah.
Now, did you want to relook at Michael's notes about how to get into the park, or are you okay?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Michael was nice enough to send us some clues on how to not miss a turn and get back into the park because...
Well, because they have a median, so you can't turn left right into the park.
Right. And his GPS wanted them to do a U-turn.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to do a U-turn in a 45-foot coach. He has the same length coach we do.
Yeah.
He's got a
But he's got a big trailer.
trailer. He's got a 20-foot trailer, I think it is. Or 22.
22, I think you told me.
Yeah, I think it's a 22. Oh, great. Oh, he's going to have room to turn, so that's good. Make your turns, Denai. Yay. Because there was nobody in all this traffic who was going to let him in. So we lucked out on that one.
Yeah.
He would have had to wait for that light to change. Ugh, I thought that guy was still rolling up further. I got a little closer than... Oh, see? Now he is. Got a little closer than I would have liked to have done. So I would have an issue right now getting around him because it would be very, very tight. There he goes. See, I knew he could move up more, and I thought he would.
Especially now that there's just the one lane next to us and there's a curb.
Yeah, the curve. You can't go over the curve very well.
So you won't be able to, you know, turn as easily.
By the way, for those of you who have been listening for a while, I'm now up to 6 miles per gallon on this trip. I was all the way down to
Which is not good.
I was all the way down to 5.6, mind you.
We normally are 7.5. That's our average.
I was right though. We burned a quarter tank of fuel getting here.
Yeah, it's the
mountains.
the mountains constantly going uphill, you know,
Yep.
to gain elevation.
We are
but
now at an
we also
elevation.
had all that wind.
We're now at an elevation that's higher than Denver.
Yeah.
You know, the Mile High City. Oh, great, tight lane.
You're fine.
There, nice
Crossing
wide.
over the Rio Grande.
The Rio Grande River, which has water in it.
1 mile to our turn.
Still 11 minutes away, per the GPS.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn left on Padarco Highway.
Badass coffee. It's a little breakfast cafe there called Badass Coffee.
That little place there you see on the left. There's a casino.
Were you waving at somebody?
Yeah, a Tuscany RV went by, was waving, and I was waving back.
Oh. See that Wendy's on the left?
I do.
In a quarter mile,
That
use
signal
the
light
left
is where
2
you're
lanes
turning
to
left.
Turn left onto New Mexico 528 North.
Okay, do both of these lanes turn left? Yes. Okay, so here's the thing.
You're going to want to get in the left
Turn
lane.
left at the traffic light.
Or do this and then move over.
Usually, you would want to stay in, since both of these lanes are turning left, you'd want to stay in the outer left lane.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto New Mexico 528 North.
This will give you the widest clearance to make the turn. But then I have to get over 1 lane, but I'm still going to do that because I see up here there's a median up there,
You know you have a red light, right?
I know.
Okay.
but look how far back I am.
I know.
Okay. But I'm still going to do this. I'm still going to do it this way because I see there's a median up there and I don't want to be caught by the cars that are in this lane trying to come over to me. So I'm going to give myself...
We swing wide.
We swing wide. So I'm going to give myself, on the left-hand turn here, since there's 2 lanes, I'm going to be in the outer lane so I can have the widest turning radius that I can get. And then I'll immediately put my signal on to move over 1 lane. Hope that makes sense and these tips are becoming helpful to those of you who may or may not drive a motor coach, or are looking to drive a motor coach, or are just inquisitive about driving a motor coach.
Or have no interest at all and you're just waiting for us to get in an accident.
Because you're wondering, hey, what would they do then? How will Loki handle David's stress level at that point? Now I gotta make sure my signal is on because that dumps the air out of my tag axle so I don't drag it on the
Continue on
ground.
New Mexico 528 North for half a mile.
Now you notice this turn radius I have now. I got this great turn radius. And now I'll put my directional on.
3.25 miles. Make a U-turn.
So what am I doing, love?
You're going
Because it
straight.
gave me U-turn.
Yeah, you're not doing a U-turn.
These cars are just not letting me pass. They're not letting me move over. Even though my directional's been on this entire time, they're speeding up to get by me.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that idiot.
He went over 3 lanes.
And,
And he's halfway in the bike lane.
jeez.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Montoya Road.
That sounds right.
Yes.
So which one is Montoya Road?
There's going to be a McDonald's on the corner.
Yep, that's what I remember Michael saying. This must be
And
it
there's
here.
the McDonald's, there's the Walmart. So at this light, take a left.
Turn left onto Montoya Road.
Now here I don't have a double lane, so I just have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
But it's a very
And then
wide
you're going to be
intersection.
turning left right behind the McDonald's, so don't go too fast.
In 600 feet, turn left onto Christopher Way.
See where that white SUV just went? Where that white sign
Yes,
is
I
right
do.
there? Turn left.
I do. Thank you very much for that. So it's really good, important to have a good
Turn left onto
co-pilot.
Christopher Way, then turn right onto Gabby Lane.
And I would be doing it just like Brenda is, but I wouldn't be doing it as well as Brenda is.
This is why I have Google Maps open on my phone, because I can zoom in and I can see, okay, there's a McDonald's there, turn at the McDonald's.
Because this place is kind of just tucked away. It's in
Yeah,
an
and you're
industrial
gonna
area, as you can see.
Take a right at the stop sign.
It's in an industrial area.
Take the next right onto Gabby Lane.
It's not the most wonderful location, but it might be a very nice
Well,
park. We haven't been here.
You go to locations.
Now here, oh
either-
wait, hang on. Here I'm going uphill and I have to turn, so I'm going to give myself an angle on this so I don't torque the coach.
And you don't want to hit the stop
In
sign
800
either.
feet, your destination will be on the left.
So basically I swung to the left and then swung back to the right to give myself an angle on the coach to go up the hill. So when I started to make the turn on the hill, the coach didn't twist its body.
And this is going to be your turn at the right, so you need to move over.
Hey buddy. We have no idea where we're going to
Your
go,
destination is on
unfortunately.
the left.
And
Well-
they don't have a place.
Well, they have a place right there, but there's no way you can make that with that turn. So you just need to make sure you're out of the road and park.
Okay, mystery truck,
best we
come
can do.
around me.
As long as you're not blocking it with the car.
I'm waiting for this big pickup truck. Just flying by me. Look at that. Because he wants. Jeez. Oh, hi Loki.
Are you parked?
I will be in a second.
Okay.
They don't give you any indication of where to go. So,
There's an office right there, love.
well, no. I know that, Pumpkin. I just meant with the coach. It doesn't say
No,
pull up.
I said right here, there's a parking for registration right there,
Oh.
but there's no way you can make that with a big rig with that turn.
Oh yeah, I see
So
it.
you have to be over here.
Okay, so let me turn
It was
this.
against the fence.
Let me turn the camera around so we can say goodbye to our guests.
Yes.
Unless they want to hang around while we go park and check in. But I don't think
No.
they do.
No, that's
I'm going to turn the camera around here real quick, guys.
good boy.
Well, as quick as the tripod mount, motorized tripod mount will go.
Yeah. Good boy.
Boy, Loki.
Gotta wait for that slow step cover too.
Doesn't look like there's any grass areas to walk a dog.
Oh, we haven't even seen the park yet, though, love.
Okay, well, here we are. So, in any case, there was the drive. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm good. And so, in any case, we're here. We made it. Yay. Now I got work to do. We got to park and get set up, and then I got to do some work. But I'm David.
I'm Brenda.
We're from OutsideOurBubble.com. You've been traveling along with us. We'll see you maybe next Saturday if you choose to travel with us. But for now, we're out of here. Hey, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe and click the little bell icon right there so you know when we're live, because it'll alert you whenever we upload a new video or whenever we go live.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we're kind of dark, but
We're dark because of the sun is in the
right
weird
in front of
position.
us.
So anyways, take care, keep safe, see you on the road, maybe.
Bye.
Bye.